Okay, so our lesson today is on noun and adjective agreement. And basically, when we use adjectives in Spanish, we need to make sure they go in the right place and that they match the noun that they're talking about. So let's review a little bit. What's a noun? As we know, just like in English, a noun is a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. Now, unlike in English, in Spanish, all nouns are assigned a gender. So every noun in Spanish is either masculine or feminine. Sometimes the assignment makes sense, and sometimes it doesn't. Now, usually if a noun ends in an O, that means it's a masculine noun, and if it ends in A, it's a feminine noun. Now, that doesn't always work, but it generally does. And not only that, nouns are also either singular or plural. Singular is only one of them, or plural, more than one. And that's the same as it is in English. Now, to make a noun plural in Spanish, you would just put an S on the end of it if it ends in a vowel, or an ES on it if it ends in a consonant. So our example here, collar means a necklace, so collares is necklaces. We add an ES because the word itself ends in an R. The next one, bolsa, ends in an A, which is a vowel, so we just put an S on it and make it bolsas. So then we have what are called articles. Now, because sometimes a noun doesn't always end in an O or an A, and sometimes the rule doesn't apply. There's some situations where it doesn't. So if that's the case, since that's the case, nouns always come with an article. And if you have a vocab list and it's got nouns on it, there's going to be articles with it. So let's do the first four common articles, which are el, la, los, and las. Now, they all mean the in English. So if you're looking down a vocab list, it might be the man, the little girl, the boy. Okay, because they all have el, la, los, or las in front of them. So why is there four of them? Why, if they all mean the, are they different words? Well, because they also have another function where they also tell us a little bit about the article they go with. So el, you have to use that with masculine singular nouns. So it tells us that the noun that it goes with is masculine and singular, such as el traje. La goes with feminine singular nouns, la bufanda. Los goes with masculine plural nouns, los pantalones, and las goes with feminine plural nouns. Now, just a couple things to remember about articles with their nouns. Articles always go before their nouns, and you don't separate them. We'll talk about that in a second. Articles also have to match or agree with the noun that they accompany. So if we have, like, abrigo is our noun, which means a coat, well, it ends in an O, so that's going to tell us it's masculine. And so we need to have an el abrigo. We can't have la abrigo because la, that's used for feminine words. Also, los bufandas. It can't be los because bufandas is feminine because it ends in A. And it also has an S, which makes it plural. So we need the plural and feminine form, which is las bufandas. Alright, now let's get into our adjectives. Alright, adjectives, we know, are description words. They describe or they tell us more, they modify a noun. Now, in English, adjectives go before the noun. They separate the noun from the article. You would say, like, the tall man, the red scarf, the happy boy, whatever. But in Spanish, that's not the case because you never can separate an article for its noun from its noun. So that means that adjectives have to go after the noun. So we would say el sombrero blanco. That means the hat white. I know it sounds weird, but we understand that in Spanish as the white hat. So not only are adjectives in a different place, but then we have to watch the endings of the adjectives. We need to make sure they agree in gender with the noun and the article they're going with. So here's our rules. If our noun and the article are masculine, the adjective, we just slap it on the end. We don't need to change anything on there. But, however, if our noun and, of course, its article, they're feminine, and your adjective ends in an O, you have to change the O to an A. But if your adjective does not end in an O, you don't need to change anything, even if your noun is feminine. Okay, so let's do examples here. El sombrero negro. Okay, so el sombrero, that's all masculine. So when we add its adjective, negro, which means black, then we don't need to do anything. It's just fine because everything's masculine. However, let's look at example 2. La gorra, that's feminine. So it can't be rojo because it's feminine. So we got to say roja. La gorra roja. That would be the correct answer. And another example, la bolsa, well that's feminine, but verde doesn't end in an O, so we don't have to change the E to an A or anything weird like that. We would just keep it the way it is. So la bolsa verde would be correct. We wouldn't need to change anything. So let's give each of these a try. We're going to change the adjective, that's the word on the end, we're going to fix it to make it agree in gender with the noun and article. So we're just basically doing what I was just talking about. So here's our examples. If you'd like to do those on a separate sheet of paper, you can go ahead and do that. And pause this if you'd like to. All right, let's see how you did. So here we go. La sudadera bonito. We're going to change bonito to bonita because la sudadera is feminine. La bufanda, also feminine, so we got to change our O to an A. La bufanda blanca. La pulsera feo, since pulsera is all feminine there, we got to change feo to fea. Number 4, la chaqueta, that's feminine, so we got to change negro to negra. La mujer, that means woman, alto, so alta, since everything's feminine there. And then there's our trick one, number 6, la bolsa gris. We don't need to change that actually at all because since gris doesn't end in O, we don't need to change anything. Okay, hopefully that wasn't too bad because there's one more little rule we have to add. Because adjectives also agree in number with their nouns and articles. Number basically means if your noun and its article are plural, they end in an S, your adjective has to be plural too. There's nothing like this in English. It's completely new. So we make our adjective plural if our noun and its article are plural. And it follows the same rules. You basically want to make all the endings match up and all look pretty. So an example here, los sombreros. Okay, so los sombreros is masculine and plural. So we got to make sure that the adjective rojo becomes masculine and plural. Rojo, and we add an S to make it plural. Rojos. So that is correct. Los sombreros rojos. Another example, las bolsas. Okay, both las bolsas, that's feminine and plural. So gris, we don't need to worry about its gender, but we do need to add an ES because that makes it plural. Las bolsas grises. Los zapatos chéveres. Okay, masculine and plural zapatos. Chévere just as normal because it doesn't end in anything weird and it's all masculine. So we just need to add an S to make it plural. Los zapatos chéveres. Las faldas cortas. Okay, this one's all together here. We've got las faldas, which is feminine and plural. And then cortas, which is also feminine and plural. The word is corto for short. We make it cortas, and it all matches up and looks pretty. Let's put it all together and finish up here. So you're going to fix each adjective so that it matches its noun and article. You can pause, do this on a separate sheet of paper, and then we'll go over it. All right, here's our answers. Okay, number 1, los vestidos rosado. All right, we got to make rosado plural. So los vestidos rosados. Number 2, las carpetas is feminine, but verde doesn't end in O, so we're cool with that. But since it's las carpetas, let's slap an S onto verde and make it las carpetas verdes. Number 3, las botas rojo. Okay, so we got to do both steps. Since we've got las botas and it ends in an O, we got to change that O to an A, and then we add an S. Las botas rojas is correct. Number 4, los abrigos grande. We just need an S, grandes. 5, las pulseras blanco. That's just like number 3. So we got to change the O to an A because we all got feminine stuff of las pulseras. And then we add an S because it's also plural, las pulseras blancas. And 6, los amigos bueno. We just add an S, make the good friends. All right, that's the end of this presentation. Hopefully you understood it. You can watch it again if you need to, and always talk to me if you have questions.